Hey, welcome to X3 One Topic 3 Pundits. I'm your host, John C. Dvorak, and I'm here with Andrew Eisner and Joe Engo. And we're about to discuss the fact that tomorrow, we're recording this on the 6th of July, and as of tomorrow, the Verizon, which means it's probably too late for you, by the way, tomorrow, or the 7th of July, Verizon ends the unlimited data plan for good, and I think this is going to change the kind of the landscape of mobile data. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think that you've got 24 hours to run out and get an unlimited data plan if you want, because the unlimited data plans are grandfathered in if you already have one. But the fact is that, you know, they've done studies and most people don't, the normal average smartphone user doesn't use that much data. I mean,
then why do they care to change this?
Because they're terrified of the downloaders, of the streamers, and, you know, then when 4G comes along and they're just going to bring their infrastructure to the knees. And
well, how much is the unlimited data plan?
The unlimited data plan is like $30 right now, so okay, it's really, really cheap in comparison.
So they don't have anything less than that.
Yeah.
So right, the next what they're going to introduce is a $30 2 gigabyte.
Yeah.
I'm sure, yeah, 2 gigabyte data plan for $50.
Which a lot of people are getting pretty close to that 2 gig limit.
I think you'd get.
I did a little bit of research with some of my friends, and most of them were really close to 2 gig. Some of them were over.
And the weird thing is, it's like $10 per gigabyte over, isn't it? Something pretty expensive. So
it's usually pretty expensive.
Well, yeah, but it's going to be that way anyway because it's $30. Well, you get 3 more gigabytes for another $20 with the plan, $50 for 5 gigabytes, and then $80 for 10.
I mean, I just looked at my usage this morning, and I used 4.1 gig over the past 30 days. So, I mean, I know that.
Phone.
Yeah. So I know that.
What do you buy on your iPad? What do you use?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it recently.
I use about 25 gigs a month on my PC. I think it's 25 or close to 30, because I have a meter.
Yeah.
And I check it every once in a while, and it's like, oh, that's interesting.
And what do you, does that include streaming and videos?
Yeah.
And things? Okay.
Yeah, about 30 gigs maybe, something like that. I don't think I've gone much over that.
Yeah.
I don't sit around watching movies on the computer, and it's mostly just short videos.
Well, do you use Netflix streaming?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, there are a couple things too. One is that it may get people to use more Wi-Fi. I mean, you know, you'll just leave the 3G or 4G turned off.
That's what I would do. That's what I tend to do with my smartphone.
Yeah.
I hook it up to a Wi-Fi open networks. I do like the adult Mevio place. I'll use theirs, and at home I use my own Wi-Fi, and then I just use the phone for that. I rarely go on, and it's faster.
Yeah.
It's faster than going through the AT&T wireless.
Exactly. Yeah, I always use Wi-Fi if I can, if it's available. I mean, AT&T in San Francisco is just terrible, so you kind of have to anyway.
But it is also scary, and with the move towards consolidation, if AT&T buys T-Mobile and then Sprint goes to someone, if it only ends up like 2 big carriers and there's no, you know, regulation on them, they can,
they're going to gouge. That's what's going to happen. They're going to gouge the consumer. That's what's going to happen.
With no oversight at all. So,
no, in fact, if they let the AT&T T-Mobile thing go through, then you know there's no oversight, because that's as far as I'm concerned.
Well, they're definitely letting it go through.
We don't know that for a fact.
No.
Well,
but it is probable.
Yeah.
Now the thing is that this obviously also negates the idea of tethering, because I still think there's a market for people not to have. Why should I have a Comcast internet account and then an AT&T internet account and then whatever else I have, when I could have one consolidated account that also has roaming? So if I go to the airport, I don't have to spend $10 to talk to the T-Mobile network, and for some fixed price, and I can use all these different things together. I don't understand why somebody can't.
Well, it's very simple. They wouldn't get enough money out of it.
Exactly. They can't gouge me enough. That's the problem.
I mean, my prediction with this is that, you know, it's going to be just like the AOL days with, you know, the number of hours you can get per month. Everybody's going to jack up the rates for a couple months, maybe a year or two, and then eventually some carrier like Sprint or something like that's going to come along and say, here's a true, actual, real unlimited, $40 a month unlimited. Use as much as you want. Maybe it's capped at like 50 gig or something like that.
Shouldn't be capped if it's unlimited, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, no, I know that, but I'm saying have a really high package so they can say something like 50 gigs, you know, for $50 a month or something like that, and then it's going to force the other carriers to go along with it.
Yeah, well, that usually doesn't happen for a long time because people love the old look at me, oh, look at, he's gouging. I'll gouge too.
Yeah.
And so that's why these prices, you see it with the airlines. I mean, you go look at a price of somebody lowers their price and the next guy lowers his price. exact same price. It's like, huh, somebody's looking at somebody else's numbers. And so then they, all of a sudden, one guy jacks up the prices and business is good. They all jack up the prices.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
There's no competition.
No.
This is just a bunch of people in the same business.
And the big question too is, I mean, is this a very profitable business for these carriers? I mean, you'd think that selling data, I mean, once they put the infrastructure in place, of course, they'll tell you that they spend billions.
Oh, it's costing a fortune. It's very difficult. What are we going to do?
But it's a little
That's why we have to buy T-Mobile, because we can't afford to do this ourselves.
But we used to say that in the publishing business, you know, the information is one of the most profitable things you can sell because you sell it and you still have it. So
Right,
data, I mean.
And if you're smart, you can sell it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, anyway. All right, well, you're all screwed. That's the way we see it. You've been watching X3.